One time she was like, "You want to go stay with your dad?" I said, "Yes." She was like, "Pack up your shit then." So I did. She came in and seen that room was packed. She said, "Oh, you for real?" Came back and whooped 5 until one of her little boyfriends came and was like, "Yo, just chill out. Just chill out. He didn't even do nothing wrong." I read a post one day and it said, "How you don't like single mothers and you came from one?" I don't know other men's story. I just know mine. Sorry, I'm a little congested and emotional. But let's continue. You would think that the childhood I grew up in, that I wouldn't even look a single mother's way. Every woman that I dated besides the first one had kids. And I honestly don't think I would do it again. My mommy issues decided to pick women who are just like my mama so I can save her through them. Definitely put myself through a lot of trouble. But as a child with a single mother who chose to be a single mother, because most of y'all not really single mothers, you just think that you know better than your baby daddy, so you cut him off. As far as I know it, my father has always been stable. He wasn't even on child support, and he was giving my mom $275 or $300 cash in my hands to hand to her. When anything broke, like the toilet or the washing machine or the AC or the heater, my dad was always there to fix it, to pay for it, to make sure it was good because I was there. He got married when I was 2 years old, and he's still with that woman to this day. Their house was so clean and structured that even though we came from the same race or we are the same race, it was a culture shock. Everything that I went through in childhood, I didn't have to go through. And that's most kids that are attached to single mothers. Now, for the single mothers who really don't have a choice, your baby daddy really ain't shit. Not because you want to control something, but he's just really not there. He's not shit. I'm sorry. May God be with you. But for you mothers who have baby daddies who want to be there, but you think you know better, you're failing your kids.
I think that's a lot of the cases. Mothers ruin children's. It's not only just males, because when we see like the Meg Thee Stallions, when we see the women on poles like the Cardi B's and dancing, have to do that, I can guarantee you the majority of them, and the gangbangers, the street dudes that's idiots and, you know, robbing people and doing things to women and all kind of stuff like that, all of those losers come from single mothers. All of them. This is not coming from a woman. All the woman had to do, this is it. That's all you had to do. Even if you was a degenerate of a woman, all you have to do, you can sleep with whoever you want to sleep with. Just don't have a baby by them. And the people you could have a baby by, you can pick and choose what you want to call another video. If you haven't seen it, where she says she married the nerd after she getting her cheeks clapped by the guys in the dirty socks. If you didn't see that video, I think you should go see that video, and I'll link it so you can see that one. But at least you can just be her, just have her mindset, even though she's a terrible person, have her mindset to say, you know what? I'm going to just have the baby by this type of guy. At least he would take it. At least give the kid a fighting chance. But the fact they try to act like they picked the guy because he would have been the best father ever, and this is the reason why they got him, they make it seem as if that was the belle of the ball and they're not ruining the child's life. It's because the father wasn't there. When in fact, you got to pick the man and you knew he wouldn't be there, so you already put your kid at a disadvantage from the beginning. And all your friends and your family members, they told you. Because for every one of those women that don't have a good baby father and he's not in the child's life and he's a bum, I can guarantee you his friends or family that she would have said, yeah, look, that's the guy I want to have a baby by. And they would have been like, him? Nah, I don't think you should do that. Right? I could guarantee that. So it's not like it came by surprise. And they'll do that, or they'll get a guy that's actually decent, even if he need, $20 to go take his own damn kid and take him, to get something to eat. Even if he needed that, he would come up there and do that. They would just push him to the side. So the guys that want to take care of their kids, they can't take care of their kids because those women use kids as a weapon. And a lot of men that you see today, the ones that you criticize and the women criticize, and the guys criticize for being gangbangers and stupid and thugs and all of that, all come from those type of women. And then we go back to those type of women and say that they're special. Every single rapper or singer or athlete, oh, my mom. I look at these rappers and all these dudes with, I got to buy my mom a house. She was a single mother. No, your mother's an idiot. That's what she was. That's why. She picked bad men. That's what she did. You're a gangbanger. You are a murderer, sir. You rob people and rap about it and try to convince the world that your mother is a good person and she's so special to you because she did it all by herself. Did what? She created a loser. You just so happen to get money. That's it. You just so happen to be lucky enough to run into some money, to have some type of talent that somebody else or multiple people, a lot of people appreciate. whether it's in music or something like that. Just so happened. For every single one of those rappers, it's a million more kids that had to grow up in the same circumstances that didn't get that chance. Basketball players as well. It ain't because your mother you ended up doing that. No, you just ended up doing that. That's something you were passionate about. I can guarantee you when you grow up with these kids that, that grew up in the basketball life or the rapper life, stuff like that, the mother would take it away from them. Oh, you don't want to do this? Okay, you're not going to the AAU game. And then the kid, oh no, I got to go to my AAU game. And then now that's how she used to control you. It's manipulation is to its max. These women would sit down and break down men like him and create the people that all the women complain about. So when you see people like him and they all broken and women that's on these poles and OnlyFans, these people don't come from a masculine father and a woman, the mother making rational decisions in her life. No, and she didn't care about the children that she was going to have. No, because she did it with anybody. And then try to convince us that, this woman is golden. She's not.
I don't care what you say, how you say it, how you feel. You're failing your kids.
100%.
When I finally got connected with my dad, I loved going over his house. Mom got mad, she would take me away and I wouldn't see him for 3 to 4, 5, 6 months, maybe a year. I felt that heartbreak. Every time my stepmom made me a good ass plate, I done take it home. I'm finna eat that when I get off to school tomorrow. I come home and it's in the trash. Everything in the house would be frozen. I would have to wait until she come home to thaw something out since I wasn't allowed to use the stove, but only the microwave. I would tell her how much fun I had with my daddy and she would be like, oh, it's just Disney World over there, huh? She would make me clean my room before I went to go see my dad, let my sisters destroy it while I'm not there, and then when I get back, she'd be like, boy, clean up this room. One time she was like, you want to go stay with your dad? I said, yes. She was like, pack up your shit then. So I did. She came in and seen that room was packed. She said, oh, you for real? Came back and would fire my ass until one of her little boyfriends came and was like, yo, just chill out. Just chill out. He didn't even do nothing wrong. And she was like, fuck that shit. I do everything for him. By choice, and you sucked at it.
100%. And his story, whatever he's saying right now is hitting so hard because I've seen this so many times with people. And before the people try to attack the person that's saying this, whether it's him or even me for defending it, I didn't have to go through that, but I've seen it plenty of times, like more than enough times. There's even times where I understood the pattern as a teenager. So I'm 17 and I'm 18 years old. And I would tell the mothers of the younger kids, like some of these young boys look up to me like a big brother. And at this time, he was probably about 10 years old, maybe. His little brother was about 5. I think they're 5 years apart. And the mother used to do similar things to them and talk to him in a certain way. And I see this repeatedly. And I'm like, I used to always tell her, like, stop doing that. Like, why? Punch him in the face and everything. And then, but by the time he turned 15, 16, he's big, way bigger than me. So he's like, yo, you 6'2", 200 something pounds of muscle. You can't do that to him no more. Now what do? Can't punch him in the face no more. She attempted to, but now he just grab her and just go that way. So, and then he used to talk to me and then because he used to confide in me. And then I'm like, brother, like you are going through hardships, which I've seen plenty of time. Like you're going through your hardships. I'm like, you're going to college, right? Like college is coming soon and you're going to be out the house. Just go away to college. That was his getaway. And me and him, I always kept his spirits up and I always kept his heart up. And then, by the time he did turn 18, he was like, time's here. And I'm like, yeah, time's here, brother. Live your life, man. And he, sure enough, went away to college, lived his best life. She used to basically have him do everything. The same thing like he said, like he used to clean up his room, go to his father's house. By the time he come back, his younger sister would destroy everything. She'll let him do that and then have him clean the room again. The mother, well, his little brother, just give him no responsibility. And even when she say like, the big brother, you clean living room. Little brother, you clean the room. Living room is clean. He'll say like, hey, little brother, you got to clean the room. Mommy said clean the room. Don't worry about what I told him. Worry about you. He like, yeah, but if the room is not clean, then he get in trouble. So now the little brother don't have no discipline and no behavior. Then you're like, all right, cool. So that's the way that young kid grew up. And then now when he went away to college, now she's repeating the process with the younger brother that she never allowed to do anything. And then barked at the big brother for trying to get him in line to do what she said. That's manipulation. And I'm like, they don't see this. They don't see the way they talk to people. I seen the comedian Ali Sadiq said the worst he ever been treated by, the worst group of people that treated him the worst are black women. And they don't understand exactly what they're doing to their young boys and their young girls. The young girls that grew up with the black mothers, we see y'all too. That shit ain't glitter and fucking gold. So they don't have good relationships. And that's why they be out there on OnlyFans and shaking their cheeks and be with the scammers and they're not doing that because they want to. Like deep down inside is something wrong. So they only get some validation out of this stuff. And then one more story just to drive the point home. Because once again, I have a lot of experience with a lot of people. So when I'm here, I'm just not just talking just to talk. So I know what I'm talking about. I'm in this place and a woman sends a little boy. The little boy had to be, I don't know, maybe 7 years old, maybe 7. And she sends him to the store to get, I think it was detergent or something like that. She sends him to the corner store. She sends the boy to the store and the boy goes and gets the detergent or whatever it was, and he comes back, I guess, with the wrong change. So she's saying that she gave him a 20. I don't know how much the detergent costs, but let's just say the clerk basically acted as if he only gave him a 10. And if the detergent is, $7, then he came back with $3. So she's like, I gave you a $20 bill. You come back with a $7 detergent. Why you only got $3? Right? That boy came in there and he came back to the store and he gave his mom the change, and she just yelled at him. Oh, what's wrong with you? Are you stupid? And I'm sitting there. Now, that upsets me real bad. So I'm like, the hell is going on over there? And she's basically berating this little boy and telling him how stupid he is and how he can let that happen. Are you an idiot, imbecile? Let them, and have to drag him back across the street and tell him stop being stupid. I was like, that's the reason. That right there. That's the reason why these little girls be on these poles and be shaking their cheeks all outside and act like it's normal. And these dudes be out here robbing people and shooting people and posting pictures with guns and making music videos. And doing all things of that nature. This is the reason why they do that. Because these women that chose their future, these women that chose their fathers, bad men, to not have kids by, or even when you choose a good one and the good one is actually being good and living his life and want to take care of his kids, you still punish the kids. This is insane. And one more thing, Jesus, I can go all day with this. That's how sad it is. One of my old friends, he's stupid, but he did say something smart. And he told me, because it was some family members and it's a group of sisters, and let's say if it's 4 sisters, 3 of the sisters is cool. The other sister is kind of cool with them. But if it's the argument, is usually with the older sister, which is the one which was the only one that had a different father. So 3 sisters had the same father. The other sister does not have that, their same father. They don't share a father, but they share a mother. And if they're living inside the same house, it's like, that's the black swan. And that friend of mine, it was like, oh, you know why that happened, right? No, I don't know why that happened. He said, it's because they got different fathers. And I was thinking about it, and I'm like, I really dig down to it, and now extrapolate that thought process from their situation to a different situation to another situation. The mothers and the siblings, it goes with the father. So a woman would treat the boy the same way they see the father. So if she hates your father to his core, and especially if he, like his father, living his life with his wife and this, oh no. And you want to be over there with him, he over there with that. Little boy he looked like him. She reminded him of him, berate him immediately. You're disgusting. And I think other women, maybe women could contest to this. I think your mother's in competition with you. So they're jealous of you. As soon as you start hitting puberty, you start getting your body, you start looking a little bit more older. It's like intimidated by you. And they start talking to those women crazy. It's insane. This man is definitely hitting home. And I can see why he's emotional.
She wanted love so bad, so I seen a lot of men not even understanding that every man that she brought around me just made me trust her less and less and less. And she turned me into an adult very fast. Change your sister diaper. Watch your sister. Make sure your sister make it on time with you to school. You heard that? Did you recognize what I just said? We went from when she was little baby, changing her diaper, giving her milk, to all the way to she made it to elementary as well, and we going to elementary together, and now I'm still doing the job. I would tell her, Mom, I don't like how you're whooping my sisters to force them to call the next man that you got daddy. He'd be like, boy, shut up and go sit down before I whoop your ass. Sometimes she would be all nice and sweet and be like, come here, baby. Who you love the most, me or your daddy? And I'd be like, I love both of y'all. And she used to be like, he don't love you. Where he at? You ain't seen him in months, have you? But she didn't acknowledge that I realized that was because she said, fuck you, you can't see your son. She'll be whooping my ass for some shit I did, and I'd be like, Daddy! 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 And she'll whoop me harder and tell me to shut up before she give me something to cry about. It's not a one-man job. I hear people say all of the time, like, why do you give your dad grace but not me? Because why the fuck did you do that? Do you know how that affected me as an adult? And not only that, since it affected me so much, you kicked me out the house and made me the black sheep of the family. Like, it wasn't y'all fault that I was... Yeah.